Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and subscribe. If you think that you are subscribed, do check if you are actually subscribed, because our enemies, the YouTube shadow banning units, constantly take you guys out. You guys always get assassinated. So check if you are alive. And this is following up of the last two Bakhmut Front update. Because a lot of things happening, because the Russians are being very polite and very courteous. They have a lot of goodwill. So they express their goodwill to the Ukrainians, and this time around the goodwill after they goodwilled the Bodanivka region, where the Russians withdraw from this area to this new line. This is the new line. They perform another goodwill. This time around the goodwill is actually at the HRYHORIVKA region. So the front line was maybe like this or something like this. Let me check. Where's the previous mapping? Yeah. So it was previously something like this, and now they have goodwilled this area here to the Ukrainians, and it's so goodwill that the Ukrainian mapping haven't even acknowledged this. This is actually reported by RYHORIVKA, the pro-Russian source, and this is retreated based on a declaration by the Wagner private military contractors. I'm not fully sure what is exactly how they established this, but this is shown clearly on the RYHORIVKA's mapping. So I will just replicate this as the Russian forces continue to try to withdraw to a more defendable position. And this is particularly pathetic for the Russians. And another thing, another update is, remember I say in the previous update that the Ukrainian defense military reported Russians attacking Vasilivka, and I say that this likely to be wrong. They are just projecting, as they always do. The Ukrainian leadership always project their own shit on the Russians. This time around, they even project their own offensive on the Russians. So they themselves are attacking. They say the Ukrainians are, they say the Russians are attacking. RYHORIVKA reported a video of the counterattack of the 56 Mechanized Brigade attacking Russian positions west of Vasilivka. So another thing significant in this report by RYHORIVKA was that they say that the video shows withdrawal of the Russian units from abandoned positions. I haven't saw this video, or maybe I saw this video, but no. So this is a kind of weird. So just to prepare your mind in case you get emotional damage, then the Russians may actually also withdraw from here, with the Ukrainians attacking from Vasilivka. You might actually see Russians withdraw, or no, goodwill this area to a better position. So yeah, that's the update in the northern side. Within the Bakhmut city itself, the Russian forces have, rather the Wagner forces. I think we need to now separate these two, because these two forces, the Russian military and the Wagner private military contractor, is clearly different forces. It's as if there's three different armies here fighting in Ukraine, and the Wagner forces it just feels entirely different. The Wagner forces is still attacking within Bakhmut city, and in the latest information coming from Surya Maps and RYHORIVKA, the Russian forces has breached into the Citadel area along this what's the name? Let me check. Vizolitaliv Donbasu Street, and also along the Tchaikovskogo Street, where they managed to capture some buildings. The distance in is around less than 100 meters deep into the Citadel area, but of course the Ukrainians will have to withdraw a little bit to maybe a different line to try to continue to hold the position, as the fighting is definitely going along the buildings. And this and also RYHORIVKA also in their mapping shows how they actually name all these locations. I'm not sure if this is actually named by the Wagner group. So they have the nest sector, and the constructor sector, the domino sector, and the horse sector. So the hot sector is actually only here. This is the hot sector, and then we have the nest sector. So let me change another color then. The nest sector is this. This is the nest sector, and then we have the constructor sector, which is actually here. This is the constructor sector. It does go across the Levenevskogo Street a bit. So let me erase this part. So it's a bit ugly. Yeah, and then we have the other sector. This is the Domino's sector, which is actually a stretch. Yeah, this is the Domino sector. So this is how it's being projected onto the by the Ribas reporting on their mapping. This is how they actually map it. And information, I'm not sure if this is actually the terminology or the code names used by the Wagner group, but I have indicated in the map. Surya map simply just call this area the Cherema district. For DPA we just call it the Citadel region. I'm not sure, a lot of sources, a lot of Telegram channels, accounts all call this the Citadel. I'm not sure how many of them is influenced by DPA, but yeah. So it's interesting that we do have this sector, and I will be using this sector names within the Citadel area to try to differentiate where the battle is, because the Citadel area, even though it's not a big place, but it's still not a small place as well. So this will help. The fighting is currently mainly conducted onto the Nest sector, with the Russians mainly pushing in this direction. The Horst sector has been already captured by the Russian forces after the Ukrainians withdrew from the area. And it was captured on video footage. So this is hopefully this is helpful for you. And moving on, there is video coming out to confirm that the Ukrainians indeed have attacked near Mayosk. There is no breakthrough. The Ukrainian forces was company size, and it got totally wiped out. It's defended by, I think, Donetsk forces and or the militias, and they actually chased after, and then they tried to hunt down the Ukrainian forces that was like trying to run away or trying to hide. And a video was made, and then they was dissing it feels like they are dissing the Russian military for withdrawing or running away from their position. Let me see. So there is some updating of the map. In Ribas mapping, they already fully conceded this area to the Ukrainians. In their mapping, it's like, oh, that's 100% Ukrainian. And there's also a big change in terms of this area here south of Ivanytsky, which means that the Ukrainians have entirely captured a lot of these positions, especially over in the southwestern part of Ivanytsky. So this area is going to be in danger, because this will be the next to get encircled. The initiative definitely have shifted and is now in the Ukrainians' hands. What else do we have? Also, we have Sukhoi 97 getting shot down. I believe I've said this before. And so another information is that we have mentioned that up to 3 battalions is involved, based on information from Riba. 3 battalions made 1 brigade. What we do understand is that 12 brigades has been formed for the spring offensive, which is now going to become a summer offensive. Which means that this is one of the brigades, the offensive brigades that is being formed. And I believe this is actually one of the 3 that is actually formed with by the Ukrainians themselves, with Soviet era or Ukrainian weapons. So because we do not have clear indication that the Western weapons has been seen, like Leopard tanks and some of these Bradley's vehicles, it doesn't seem like these vehicles are involved, because there's no footages or reports talking about it. So this offensive, this brigade that was operating at the Bakhmut Front, is likely to be one of the Ukrainian not NATO formed brigades. Which means, so just to put into context, if this is the front line, that this offensive brigade, mainly in the when they're attacking in this way, this represents 1 brigade. So imagine what the other 11 brigades can do. So just to put that in for you to think about. Anyway, this is the quick update, which is not so quick, about Bakhmut Front. And do again check your subscribe button, subscribe if you are new to this channel, and do also check out the main channel. This is the DPA War channel. Check out the DPA, the Defense Politics Asia channel. Go to the community tab of this channel, and then you can go to the black color logo. That is the main channel. The main channel is main, so you must subscribe over there. I do operational reports over there. So we do situational report on this channel, which is a military style report, and then we have the operational report, which actually explains more in terms of what I think is happening, a lot more analysis and projections, what is going to happen. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.